public what I perceive the public wants and give them information that I know they need in order to order their lives and to make good decisions.
All right, we'll be back. We'll be back in just a moment. Coming through. You want to give me a chance?
86.
Please pass the all fruit.
Pass the Polaner all fruit.
Pass the Polaner all fruit.
Would you please pass the jelly?
Polaner all fruit is real fruit, sweetened only with fruit juice. You'll call it delicious, you'll call it remarkable, but please, don't dare call it jelly. Polaner all fruit, the spreadable fruit.
Behind every big name is a small child, someone who was given an inspiration, a dream, a chance. At Hilltop, we're giving our children just that. Your receipts are helping us donate thousands of learning supplies to our schools so we can give every child the chance to learn, the chance to lead, the chance to soar. Be true to your school. Shop Hilltop. Supported by Channel 7.
Sometimes the public doesn't have a choice. I recall seeing the Bronco chase on the highway and missing a great deal of the NBA playoffs. And that was, and I had no choice.
You'd rather see the playoffs?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Phil, when I was putting together our business plan for this Good News newspaper,
yes,
everyone laughed at me. They said, good news, come on, there's no good news. And yet, since we premiered 3 weeks ago, we have had hundreds and hundreds of phone calls for subscriptions, people wanting to advertise, and we are distributed internationally within a matter of a couple weeks.
Well, I wish you well, and I'm pleased that my platform is used as a vehicle to promote this very interesting idea. This is America.
What I'm saying is that people want this.
Yeah, but I do think, and this is, you know, it's hard to, I can't put you in jail for what you're doing, and I understand it. And we do have...
Would you care to?
Well, I think it's evidence of a general retreat on the part of the press establishment.
Retreat from what?
Retreat from the hostility of a public that obviously is vocal in saying it is fed up with us.
Bill, it's not a retreat to give the public something that we owe to them. I have a nationally syndicated radio show that you're aware of called Second Thoughts that is designed
not to show the reality of the Hebron massacre or any other of the bus bombing in Tel Aviv, not to show the pain, the bodies, the reality of these terrorists, politically terroristic attacks is, in my opinion, not doing your job as a journalist. And I think to pretend like that, oh, the kids are seeing worse on the cartoons, for God's sake.
True. But there's more to the story than that.
You know, and then here you come with good news, and I want to know what are the people of Detroit not seeing while you're telling them all this wonderful stuff about the
they're getting
church
the
choir.
Bad news. I don't have to worry about that. But they're going to get the bad news.
Phil, you stopped short of saying censorship, which is what you wanted.
No, I don't. I think you have the right. It's your station. Somebody has to manage this. I don't challenge your right at all to do this. I do think, I'm merely saying this, and I see it in Howard. Howard doesn't want to see bodies on the 11 o'clock news. We are not unlike entertainers. We are responding to the contemporary mood of the public, and in the process, we aren't chasing the real story that Rather tried to get from the Vice President of the United States in 1988. We are not chasing the real story, which was the total suppression of news coverage during the Persian Gulf War in the First Amendment country, the freest of all, the one that claims to have the best journalists and the most competition. President-elect Clinton or Governor Clinton during the campaign went rah, 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 to people who would dare question his what he's doing in private, and they all ran to the corner.
Phil, you're mixing two things. You're mixing the lack of aggressiveness in journalism today, and there is this great timidity in the business that we all need to be concerned about.
Thank you, Phil.
And when somebody tries to exercise the slightest bit of restraint and say, maybe instead of having 15 minutes of murders, we'll have 12, you say, oh my God, this is terrible.
Well, how many murders can we report before you get upset about it, Howard? Well, and how do we, you know, and
when each one gets a minute 45, what do you learn from it? What kind of context is that? What kind of reporting in that is that?
Doesn't the country need to know that there are reasons to hope? Doesn't the country need to know that not everybody is cynical, that not every politician is out to scam them?
Well, I think that is not the job of the press to get up and say Now, look, you know, some of these people
To report the truth, that's the job of the press.
Bill, in the same environment where we started a family-sensitive newscast, we have investigative reporters who have done reports that have changed the government and the city. The two are not mutually exclusive. They can exist in the same environment.
Well, we also, along the way, better get some laughs. Dan, I got to do this to you one more time. Here you are, never before seen on television. Here's a first. I'm telling you what. I'm telling you, guess who sings? He's from Texas. Go get him, David and Dan.
Here we go. Get it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Yeah!
He had tobacco in his mouth. And he spit it out right there on television, and they don't want us to show it. Talk about that censorship. And we'll be back in just a moment.
When the evening